Today I'm going to show you how I built this Fender Stratocaster using a Jimi Hendrix body and a knockoff Yngwie Malmsteen neck. We call it the Jimi Malmsteen signature model. Let's check it out. So you're going to start by installing the bushings in the top of the peg head for the tuning machines, and this is absolutely the easiest step of this entire build. And just make sure they're all seated flush and you don't have any that are protruding out of the top of the peg head. Now we're going to make sure each of the tuning machines fits perfectly in each hole. And after I get these installed, I'll use a 90-degree square to make sure that everything is square to the peg head. And then I'm going to use a piece of blue painter's tape to maintain that straight edge when I go to mark my hole locations. I'm going to use this awl to mark my hole locations into the wood. And basically you're just trying to put a little dimple through the screw holes into the wood so that when you go to put the drill or put the neck on the drill press, you've got some clearly defined hole locations to drill through. I'm also using this little neck cradle here, which I won't make that mistake again. As you can see, the neck is trying to move around on me. Take a piece of tape and wrap it around the drill bit so that you've only got enough of the drill bit exposed that is the same length of threads on the screw. This way, when you go to drill through the peg head, you don't accidentally go through the front of it. Now make sure you're using a bubble level to ensure that the neck is flat and square to the drill bit. I like to check it a few times just because I'm not using any kind of jig or clamping device to hold the neck in place. I'll lower the drill bit just to make sure I'm over the hole, and let's fire it up. Now would be a great time for you to smash that like button for me if you're finding value in this video. Also, if you have any questions about this process or if there's ways you would have done it better, let me know. This was my first attempt doing it. This is also why I chose a knockoff neck from China as opposed to the real thing. Install the screws at this point. Now it's just a matter of wash, rinse, and repeat. Do the same thing on your next tuner, using that piece of tape as a straight edge guide to make sure everybody stays lined up nice and square. And you can see the couple little dimples there that the awl put in the wood. Just remember to take your time. Don't rush through it. Make sure everything is square before you drill any holes. You know, the rule of thumb, measure twice, cut once. Well, in this case, it's measure twice and drill once. I've always been fascinated with the Yngwie Malmsteen Stratocaster and the fully scalloped fingerboard. I've never owned a fully scalloped fingerboard guitar. I've only had partially scalloped fretted boards, and didn't want to spend about $700-800 on a used American Yngwie Malmsteen neck, so that's why I opted for the $100 Chinese neck, so that if I really made some bad mistakes on it, I wouldn't be out too much money. Before you go to drill holes in the heel to attach the neck to the body, make sure you put your 6th and 1st strings on so that you get the alignment of the neck to the body. Fortunately, I did not get any video footage of that. So you just want to make sure that the edge of the neck and the 6th and the 1st strings are all parallel to each other before you mark your hole locations. This is my mock clamp up here for the neck to the body so that I can drill the pilot holes. I realize though that the block on the back is too big and it's covering the bolt holes. So I'm going to replace it with a little strip of wood that I had sitting around. And this is a 5/32 inch drill bit that fits the holes. I'm just going to spin it a couple times in there to mark the location on the back of the neck. And as I take the neck off, we'll have 4 nice little dimples that I can use the drill press on. You remember earlier I said to take a piece of tape and wrap it around the drill bit as a depth guide. Well, I forgot about that on the first hole going into the neck at the heel, and thought about it halfway through, caught my error. Luckily I did not go through to the fingerboard, so I've corrected the drill bit and now have my depth guide in place. Crisis averted. Now you can attach the neck to the body. I also added a Fender string tree to the peg head as well. First issue I had with this guitar when I went to play it was that the nut that I bought, which is a Fender Yngwie Malmsteen brass nut, is a little bit narrower than the nut width on the Chinese aftermarket neck. So I've had to order a little bit wider nut that will have to be fitted to the guitar. Second issue I had is that the frets need to be dressed and filed to where everything's even, because I got a few dead spots on it, so I really can't fully play the guitar yet. That's why there's not a playing demonstration in this video. But once I get the guitar back from my guitar tech, I will make a follow-up video showing you how it plays. So this is the finished product, my Jimi Malmsteen Signature Mutant Stratocaster. Jimi Hendrix Fender body, fake Yngwie Malmsteen Fender neck from China. I actually got it off Amazon for like 80 bucks. Figured that if I ruin the neck or if I just didn't like the feel of it, I'm not out too much money, as opposed to a genuine Fender neck that, you know, could get kind of expensive. Let me know if you guys have any questions on any of this, or if you're attempting to build one on your own. And if there's anything that you see that I could have done a little better, just drop a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Joseph Hansen Guitar Studio and check out some other videos over here. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Keep rocking on.